Hey everybody, welcome to the next episode of the Strand Tennis Center podcast, filled with tips, advice, tennis, not tennis, just life advice too, whatever you need. Like it on YouTube, share it on the podcast as well. Thank you.
Are we on, Santi?
Hi, Steve. How you doing?
I'm tired
You
today.
look tired. Yeah, you were here late last night.
Oh, look at you. Make me sound like an old man. I usually am. I'm very particular with my schedule, and it was a little crazy yesterday. We had some people out and had to cover, and it was the usual. It was like an old school day, and I just started. It was, I don't know, 7:30 a.m. to 9:15 at night. Yeah. You did too. You did a good job. You stayed late. Oh, anger. Who was that? Was that CJ?
It's anger. Anger in tennis.
Was that CJ?
No, I don't think so. Oh, that's
Diane. So, you like working nights, though?
I do I'm like a night owl.
Yeah. What time do you usually get to sleep?
2, sometimes 4. On a day, sometimes.
2, sometimes 4, and you get up at like 11?
If I have to come in later, I'll get up like 11-ish.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
it's
could
bad.
never think, well, I get up because I got to walk the dog, right?
Yeah.
But I don't. I get to bed like 10:20, 10:30.
Yeah, I wish I could. I can't fall asleep, so
What
what
are
am
you
I gonna
doing
do?
at
Just
night?
lay there? Watching TV, video games, etc. Chilling. Music, mostly music.
So, how's your relationship going?
There's no relationship.
Oh, come on,
No,
come on.
It's just
We
talking
wanted
to some
something to do a
people.
lesson. He's like, oh, no, I have 3 hours. I'm going to see this girl.
Yeah, that's fine. It was fun. We just hung out, ate some food.
So,
Take it slow.
no one's listening to this podcast. Don't worry. So
No,
don't
no,
worry
no.
about it. Don't worry
I know.
about it.
I have some people that listen for
Oh, you
sure.
do?
Yeah, some of my pickle people, they listen. They're going to make fun of me now.
So do they, do you, I mean, how's it going so far? Like, what do you
It's
think?
fine. I don't want to say it on here because in case she listens.
Okay.
I don't know. She's cool. I like hanging out with her, but I don't know if I like her like that. So
You
go
just-
there.
you
We'll
just
find
said
another
everything.
one. We'll find another one. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it, but I don't like her like that, and I'll find
Yeah.
another one. That sounds
Yeah.
really
But I like
nice.
hanging out with her. Maybe I'm just lonely and need company.
Well, can I talk about this other girl? What happened with this other girl?
Oh, the first one that I really wanted to go out with.
Yeah.
She said she was sick. She couldn't make it.
I know. I remember that.
I never rescheduled with her because then I went to Colorado last week.
Have you
So
tried to
okay.
reach out to her?
Should I? Should I? They say
She should probably reach out,
They
right?
say if you make an excuse of you're sick, then that means they're too
They're not
lazy
interested.
or not interested or something.
It's probably right.
Yeah, but she is a nurse, so I don't know if she is actually sick.
When you're
or if they're just
overthinking
lying.
it, you know, whenever.
But I thought nurses are
whenever
nice
you
people, so-
overthink it,
Yeah.
it's just not the way it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's,
I'll just be lonely
It-
forever.
something will just be lonely
yeah,
forever.
my only love is tennis and pickle, so that's it.
Boy, don't give me this crap.
Mostly snowboarding. Is
You
my
just
other
went to
love.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Nice little fireplace in the hotel.
Oh yeah, I sent you pictures.
Went
yeah.
out, had great snowboarding. I mean, like, that was good, wasn't
Fun.
it?
Yeah. It's fun.
Weather was good?
It was sunny every day, so it was nice. I like
Yeah.
bluebird days. There wasn't that much
Bluebird
fresh
days
snow.
means it's sunny.
Bluebird means it's all like blue skies. Yeah, no, and there was no powder, not really any fresh snow, but it was still better than like East Coast stuff.
Listen, I've only been to, I've only like did some, I didn't even do it. I think I ran and hiked. I went to Tahoe. That was it.
Oh wow!
And I've been to Yosemite and all that
Tahoe's
stuff.
really pretty.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's a giant lake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's gorgeous.
that's where I got hurt actually years ago before I started working here.
Oh, your
that's where
ACL?
the ACL. Yeah, that's where I went off a jump, landed.
Is that when you were living in Colorado and just go around?
No. This was when I had the restaurant, and then I left after Christmas, and then I went to Tahoe for a few days. Then I fucked up my leg.
Keep doing this vacation
and then
stuff.
and then COVID happened right after, so everyone was chilling at home.
So that was your last trip.
Pretty much, yeah.
That must have drove you nuts. Even though you were hurt, it probably drove. It was not bad because you were hurt, but you
Yeah,
love to travel.
I couldn't, but the world couldn't travel, so it was fine. You know, nobody. But the thing was, if you could get to the mountain, you know, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
So it was kind of nice. But
So I was just going to talk a little tennis today, talking about whether you'd rather like to be. I know you want to be both. Would you rather be a better strategic player or a better technical player?
Technical meaning like
My
good
strokes.
form
My
and
strokes are
stuff?
solid, perfect.
Or strategic meaning you can place it where you want.
Yeah, no,
do stuff you
strategic
want.
means I just have good instincts. I know what I need to do. I don't crumble under pressure.
I would rather have that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think the most stressful part about playing singles, especially, is at least for me, it was like you want to hit winners, you want to hit good shots, but when the opportunity comes, you have to pull it at the right time, and it has to actually go in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the hardest part is just keep going until you get that opportunity to hit the right point. Because a lot of kids try to just whack the ball left and right, it goes out, or they try to hit too hard, try to overpower.
Yeah. Obviously, you'd love to have both, but if you couldn't have both, I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
Because you can win a lot of matches not having a great stroke, but just being smart out there.
Yeah.
You'd rather be a smarter player. Because we used to call that lessonitis, where people would take lessons, have great strokes, but it's all lessonitis. They don't know how to play. They don't know how to play. And if you don't know how to play, it's a big hindrance. You need to learn how to be able to say, okay, I need to not hit it so hard here. I need to hit it hard here. I need to ease up. I need to be aggressive. I need to just hit the ball down the middle sometimes.
Yeah.
Because if you don't understand that nuance, that's really, it's like writing a novel, or everybody knows words. It's putting those words together properly, right?
Right.
So that's the hard part with tennis. I think the hard part is, now the other question is, do you think a lot of that is innate, or do you think you can learn that?
I think it comes with experience, because everyone's trying to always better their strokes, but playing more and like getting in those situations of stressful situations, or messing up a lot, eventually you won't mess up as much as long as you keep doing it and like learning from it, especially learning from it. If you're not learning from it and nobody's giving you tips, or even if you can't get your own tips in your own head, then you're not going to really improve in that aspect of it. Does that make sense?
Sometimes you just, I don't know, maybe it's and then I told you, and then that was that book we were talking about, range, right? Is it just you pick up the one instrument, the one sport, and you do it ad nauseum, and it makes you better and better and better? Or is the fact that you try a sample size of different things and it gives you a better range and you have a better feel? In my experience, some people have innate instincts. Like, you get an 8-year-old that just understands not to hit it hard or whatever. Some of them just get that, and I think you can learn some of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think a lot of it is you just seem to have the right demeanor for something. And to me, that's self-awareness. It's like trying to be a chef and not handling pressure well, or anything. You got to know what you're good at. If you don't have any self-awareness, and you're doing something that you can't, it's like I told you, it's like American Idol. It's like going on in there and singing, and no one can sing. My mommy said I could sing, and that's the worst. So, but then it's your job as the coach to make sure that the kid understands, hey, you're good at this. This is what you're good at. How many people do you think, I wouldn't even be able to have a stat of this, that have great instincts, are good at something, but don't like it?
Oh, there's probably plenty of people.
Yeah, right?
You have to like what you like in order to do it all the time.
But usually if you like something, usually if you're good at something, usually like it. But a lot of people don't, which is interesting.
Do you feel like because people are forced into it when they were younger, or maybe they have like underlining feelings about certain things?
I'm sure they resent, like Agassi resented his father for it, and a lot of NBA players don't like it, but they make a ton of money.
Yeah.
It's hard. You always think someone's so talented at something they must love it, but I find that I think it's closer to people. There's more people that don't like what they're good at. It's a weird thing.
That's very interesting.
And then on those rare occasions that, or it's Michael Jordan, LeBron, or whatever, that they're, in Federer, that he loves what he does, Federer, right? And he's great at it. That's very rare, and that's why they're 1 in a million type of people.
Yeah.
So I think your job, I think that basically this podcast, your job is to be able to be self-aware enough to understand what you're good at. And what you're good at, you have to also, everything is going to have struggles and you're not going to enjoy certain parts of it. But if you overall love the thing, then you can deal with it. But, understand that, if you just don't like something and you're good at it, you just got to put it down. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to be miserable.
Yeah.
So if you're playing tennis, you're playing any sport, and it's hard to have a conversation with your parents. But if you don't love it or you don't like it, it's really a waste of their money and a waste of time. And it's hard. It's hard as a kid to be able to say, hey, Mom, Dad, I just don't. We did this before, but you need to have a plan or some idea of what to tell them and say, hey, I don't like this, but I'd like to try this.
Do you feel like parents now are more receptive to like letting kids try different things, or do you feel like they just still force them to come to tennis or come to whatever sport or activity they have to do?
I think you'll have a sample size of everything, but I think it was worse before. I think now with the kind of the new generation of kids is a little bit more sensitive to it. What did you like when you grew up? How many different things did you try?
I played like 3 different instruments. And then I ended up being in choir, so it's like. Okay.
Were you a good singer?
Yeah, I don't know if I was good. I like my voice.
How did you end up in choir?
There's where all the cute girls were. Yeah.
That is right.
In middle school, we went on like 3 trips a year. We went to Six Flags all the time, so you'd go with all the cute girls.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Whatever
motivates
you.
But in my head, I was like, oh, if I'm in choir, they must think I'm gay or something. I always thought that, like they always. Anyway. But then the funny thing is like everyone wants to be a good singer, but then people don't like choir because it's like slightly different. But like at the same time, everyone loves singing
But they'll find out you're gay real quick. That you're not gay real quick.
No, exactly. So whatever.
That's why being an actor, like, it's great in those businesses because a lot of them may be gay actors and things like that. But if you're not,
a
lot of those stories of actors going into acting because hey, there was all the cute girls were in there.
Yeah, exactly.
So you tried that.
So I did that. I did soccer during middle school, and then I did soccer my freshman year of high school. I don't really like it that much. I don't know. Here's the thing about me. I feel like I'm not a guy's guy. I can't really talk sports. I can't really, stuff like that. So on a soccer team, you're with a bunch of dudes, and they shoot the shit about whatever they're talking about. And I didn't feel like I fit in, really. Which is then why I started to play tennis in like 7th and 8th grade. And then that's more of like a solo sport, which is why I kind of end up liking that more. So
you just went to soccer to tennis. That was it.
Yeah. Soccer, tennis. I tried basketball, but I used to wear glasses, so then my glasses would get all screwed up. So then you didn't have to fix them.
contacts now?
I have contacts. I had to write an essay to my mom so I can get contacts. She wouldn't let me wear contacts.
Why?
Because, so long story short, my uncle works at an eye hospital in Thailand, and she always hears these stories about people, like, getting eye infections from, like, riding the motorcycles around and stuff, because nobody has goggles there.
Huh.
So she's always, like, nervous and whatever. So I didn't have contacts for the longest time. So I had to write my mom an essay. I wrote in my mom an essay. She let me get contacts. I've been wearing contacts ever since. And I love it.
Bring in the essay.
Oh, I don't have it. I don't
Come
know.
on. I'd love for you to read the essay.
Oh, that'd be so funny, but I don't know. It was more like, I don't know. It was explaining why I feel like it's important and why I'm old enough to get contacts. Because some kids had contacts at like 6th grade. I had to wait till like the end of 8th grade to get contacts. Anyway. It's like a cell phone. Some kids didn't have cell phones still, Yeah. And then I went to tennis.
So that wasn't many things, but it was a decent try, right? And what got you interested in tennis?
Okay. Another
Girls?
one. No, okay. So actually, in 8th grade, I got my heart broken for the first time, right? So
it's always about love with you.
Yeah, exactly. So I needed something to like mend and fill time. So I started playing tennis against the wall, and then every day I would just ride my bike to the park, play against the wall. So it was something fun. And then I met a bunch of like random people that played there, like adults. And I would try to hit with them, and then I would eventually like beat them and stuff like that.
So do you remember the feeling of have your heart broken when you were in high school?
Yeah.
Freshman year?
No, this was 8th grade going into freshman year. So there's been plenty of heartbreaks, but that was like the first one.
I remember 8th grade. I remember that.
It was like the girl you first hold your hands with.
Yeah,
and
you
stuff.
like this girl, and you think about her all the time. And Yeah.
And then we only dated for 3 months, but still, it hurts a lot. It hurted a lot.
And your whole
when you're a
career
kid.
is based on that 3 months.
Yeah, I
tennis.
actually attribute everything to her because if without her like crushing my soul, I probably wouldn't have played tennis every day.
Without
in
her
the summer.
crushing my soul.
Yeah.
It was
Exactly.
3 months.
But I feel like I found tennis and I picked tennis. Like I wasn't forced to come to play
that's good.
tennis. My mom wasn't like, "What sport do you want to play?" Whatever. She was like, "Do whatever you want."
Well, that's good.
Kind of thing. You know.
Well, that's it.
Like
In the essence of that book Range, right? You're supposed to have everybody try something, and then if they love it, then you double down on it, right? You don't force them to do anything,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's why the book of the Tiger Mom, I forget what it is. She
Like
just,
helicopter parents. Is
yeah,
that the
she
same
forced her child to do one thing, and it doesn't really work. Her book was saying that it did, but it doesn't really.
No,
It doesn't really.
I don't agree.
You can't, because you burn out on it, because you're
Yeah.
not really enjoying it.
Yeah.
You're not choosing it.
Did you choose tennis?
That's a good question. I played every sport. I played baseball. I played basketball. I played football.
Yeah.
And then I played tennis, and my father saw I was really good at tennis, and then he kind of doubled down on it, and then I was being kind of argumentative about it. Because he wanted me to, I didn't do it. So I would stop playing, I'm going to quit, blah, blah, blah. But he saw that I was good at it. He didn't ask if I liked it, but it doesn't matter. But who really gives a shit? Like, my daddy didn't ask me. Who cares? I'm tired of this bullshit with like, oh, daddy didn't love me, whatever. But he saw I was good at something, and he was like, hey, let's nurture that.
Okay.
And of course, when your father wants you to do something, of course you don't do it.
Right.
But I ended up doing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're doing it just to piss him off.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what kids do. They want to annoy their parents.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you just, zig and when he wants you to zag, because you want to feel like you're your own person, even though you live under their roof, you pay no bills,
yeah.
and you eat their food.
Yeah.
But somehow, I'm my own man.
Yeah.
So, that's he was right. He was right to have me do it because look at where I am today, Santi. On the court, doing the podcast, sharing the wealth. No, I think that's an interesting observation. He observed that I was really good at it, and he said, let's do this. And again, I wasn't super tall, so the tennis was the best thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Football, basketball was not going to work for me. I mean, I
Right.
played well, but where am I going to go with it?
You get
You know what I
crushed.
mean? I'm going to get crushed.
Yeah.
So, and I played quarterback football-wise.
Play quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot it over the guys' heads.
Got bigger and bigger. Like when
Yeah,
I
they
was in
got
8th
bigger.
grade, they were
Yeah.
getting bigger and bigger, and I was like, "What the fuck? I can't
Put on mass.
throw over these guys."
Yeah.
So, it was a good decision. I was always a very good athlete, serve and volley, good player, and then you struggle with. You always struggle with winning. You always kind of struggle with how you suss out, how you figure out in certain situations, certain pressures, and say, hey, my return game could have been better. Like I had a good serve and volley game, but I just came forward all day. So it was comfortable for me because my return game wasn't great, so I would just chip and charge and come in. I loved McEnroe, so I used to do that. I used to come in all the time. That was the way the game was in the 90s, in the 80s. So it was fun. It was fun to play tournaments. It was torture though too, but it was worth it. Playing in college, traveling around.
That was when Rutgers had a men's team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. D1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
don't
got
have a
rid of
men's
it.
team anymore.
I don't know when Title IX, when they built a huge football stadium and spent
Yeah.
all that money, and they get.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate now because it's impossible. You remember SMU when they gave them the death penalty for football? Whatever they were doing illegal stuff, so they just canceled the program, and they only did that for 2 years, and it took them 10 years to get a winning record again. The Rutgers tennis program has been gone for
It's been going for a long time. Because when I got
the
there, they
90s?
didn't have the men's team when I was there.
It's gonna Myers. It's gonna be impossible to build that program back up. And it's Big Ten. It'd be great if there was a team.
Right.
How hard it is to, as a coach, to go to a kid that could be tops in the nation and say, hey, come to Rutgers. We don't have, the only thing you can say is we'll give you everything, right? Because
Yeah.
we're just starting out. But
Yeah.
it would be nice if Rutgers, I went back to the facility, and it used to be 2 tiers. You know, I think it was 8 courts and 8 courts like this, and a decent like clubhouse. Now the top tier is all football. So Marco
really?
Battaglia Fitness
Yeah.
Center or whatever it is out, and the shed, which was a kind of a shed, but it was big. It's cut in half, and there's football equipment on one side, and
Oh,
there's a
no
little
way.
section for the ladies team.
Wow.
They're going to move those courts eventually. They're going to take them off the Rutgers Bush campus because that's such a football section. They're going to
Yeah.
probably move them on the Livingston campus, if you know where that is.
Okay.
Where the
Across
rack
road.
is.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be better. It'd be better facility for them because
What-
it's really half of a facility now.
When I was at Rutgers, we had a bubble.
Yeah.
It's like a 2-court bubble, and then the snow collapsed it.
It was a 3-court bubble.
Whatever.
I
it
used to
was.
teach in
And
there.
then it on Bush campus.
Yep.
And then it like collapsed.
Yep.
And then it's not there anymore.
Yep.
They didn't build it back
Because of
or
the
whatever.
snow, yeah.
Yeah. I was
You know, it
like,
was funny. We couldn't play there. We had to
Really?
buy court time somewhere else. Those
Really?
are for the students. Like when we played,
Yeah.
you couldn't use it. It was for the students. It was
That's
very
stupid.
strange.
that's kind of dumb.
I had to go to like a tennis club off campus to play inside. Like the
EBRC,
practice.
something like that.
Where?
EBRC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
East Brunswick Racket Club or Brunswick Hills or
Yeah, yeah.
That was a strange. I don't understand. We had 3 courts bubbled and we couldn't use them.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know. Strange.
Spend money for no reason.
But look, that is all. It was all worth it. Like playing, traveling, losing, winning. If it's worth it, you got it's worth all the pain when you go through. If you really like what you do, it's worth all the pain.
Do you still talk to your teammates?
Actually, no, that wasn't Rob. Robbie went to Duke. This guy, Robbie Chess, direct messaged me and sent me an old picture of us at camp. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
He played at Duke.
Okay.
But I haven't spoken to Alex Cass or I haven't spoken to any of those guys. It's
Really?
amazing.
That's
very,
interesting.
very strange. It's weird. I'm not good at that. That's me. I
You're
don't.
saying you don't reach out or something?
No, I'm not
I mean, they
good.
should reach out too. It's not that you should.
Yeah,
just
but they
reach out.
probably have friends. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I
okay.
just get so focused on the work
Yeah.
and the business. It's 24/7. It's all you think about. You're always on.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think about going home and calling somebody from college. I just don't.
Okay.
It's not on my radar.
Got it.
And I'm not fulfilled. I just
You don't have time.
don't.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Just don't have time. I like to spend time with my dog, my wife, and my kids. Because after that, you have much more time. Because if you work 6 days, like you want to change, you want to work 5
I
days.
think everyone should work.
But you got Friday nights off, right? You're gonna
kind
work a
of,
couple
yeah.
hours, and then
Yeah, I'm here, and then Jeremy takes over.
see, it's good, right?
Yeah, it's
a little
good.
bit more
It'd be
time. You
nice
can go on
for a
dates,
little bit.
dates, and
Yeah,
dates.
I'm supposed to go snowboarding with her tomorrow. In big snow, though. We'll see.
What time?
After work, whenever.
Where?
Inside at Big Snow.
What's that?
It's in the mall up north.
Oh, American Dream?
Yeah.
It's called Big Snow?
It's called Big Snow. It's kind of shitty, but
My son went there.
it's fun.
He
It's
said there's
kinda
only a
fun.
couple of runs.
It's
but
just 2 runs. It's really tiny. It's like the length of your whole entire facility, but imagine vertical.
yeah, I think that costs like $1 billion, the whole
Probably to
mall
do
and
it,
thing. It's
yeah.
insane.
I don't know if
Insane.
people even go.
What?
They have a surfing school there
Yeah,
too.
our client Tim loves it. He loves the
It's
wave
expensive. I would love to go. It's like $250 for the good waves, and then $150 for the regular
pool. $250
wave.
for how long?
Like 2 hours. I can't afford that. But they're consistent waves.
Maybe we'll get you a Christmas gift.
That'd
Something.
be crazy. Yeah, no.
What's the name of the wave pool?
I don't know. Something.
All right, we'll figure that out for you.
That'd be a fun event for everyone to go
Yeah,
to. That'd be kind of
that
fun.
would be fun. Yeah, one of the employees drowns. Fucking great.
gotta cover the
This is
shifts.
fun. Yeah, gotta cover. That's all I'm
You
worried
gotta
about.
cover the
Screw his death. I'm worried about the shifts being covered. Right? Well, hopefully we kind of discussed a little bit of basically again self-awareness, making sure you really like something before you get into it. But just a little update on the day. We didn't do a podcast. We did do a podcast last week. We didn't load it. We will load it.
Coming up
We had a good
tomorrow.
interview
Yep.
with a player that committed to Clemson. Come out tomorrow. Caroline McGinley. It was a good one. And then we're going to do another one. We're going to get some more interviews.
People? I like it when people come in.
Yeah, and it's better because I'm getting boring.
No.
Everybody, have a good day. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Hope you like the podcast. Please share it with your friends, anybody that you know, anybody that's into tennis, anybody that's into bettering themselves. Share it.